السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا زدنا علما، اللهم فقهنا في الدين، اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا آمين يا رب العالمين. So here we are with our session number 237 for Quranic Arabic Grammar, in which we are going to start to learn about Nahu and Sarf of Surah Al-Fath. And this is a very, very special surah of Quran, and it was very, very dear to our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I have my sister Dilruba with me, who is going to attempt the first three verses of Surah Al-Fath. And let's start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dear sister. Are you with me?
Yeah, walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, sister. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So I have the first sentence of the surah right in front of you. And anytime when you look at the beginning sentence, the first sentence of this of a surah, what do you call it? Do you remember the name that we have discovered?
Yeah, istinafiyah, jumlatul istinafiyah.
Is it istinafiyah, or do we call it jumla ibtidaiya?
Ibtidiyah, yeah, it's also ibtidiyah.
Ibtidaiya, because it is starting. So in literally ibtida is a term that is used for the beginning. In if you're an Urdu speaker, you will find this word used for the beginning of something in Urdu as well. In Arabic, ibtida has the same connotation, which means the beginning. So every sentence that is going to be coming right after Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim of a surah is going to be Jumla Ibtidaiya. And when it comes to the i'rab of Jumla Ibtidaiya, what have we learned so far about it?
Yeah, la mahalla laha min al-i'rab.
Very well done. Beautiful job. And now, since we know that this is the first Jumla, it is Jumla Ibtidaiya. It is La mahalla laha min al-i'rab. If I ask you the type of Jumla, is it Ismiya or Jumla Fi'liya? What do you think?
Jumlatul ismiyah.
Very, very well done. Barakallahu fiki. So in Jumlatul Ismiya, you are going to see what here? What is starting your Jumla Ismiya here?
It's inna. Inna is the one particle. It's harfu tawkid wa nasbin.
Very good job.
And it's isom isna, domirun muttasil. Isom inna fi mahalli rafin.
Is it fi mahalli rafin or fi mahalli?
Sorry, fi mahalli nasbin.
No problem, no problem. When you are on the mic and you're made to talk, sometimes we do make mistakes, and that's totally may Allah forgive us for those mistakes, because those are not intentional mistakes, and you already know this, and this is just out of nervousness, things happen. So yes, inna harf nasab here is harf nasab wa ismuha. Sometimes you may find in Quran innana, and sometimes just for takhfif you find one noon being omitted, and which is the case here. So it can be innana and it can be inna. Both are acceptable, both are found in Quran. And when there are more letters in a word, it is said to have more, it's said to be more emphatic, more meaningful. So, but here we have ismu inna now. So what do you think is going to be the next step?
Yes, and fatahna jumlatul fi'liya. So fi'l madi, and na is domir baris fi mahalli rafin fa'il.
Very well done. Very beautiful job. Yeah, continue.
And laka is muta'alliq bil fi'l, and fatahna is masdar mansub, and mubinan is sifat for fatahna, and jumlatul fi'liya fatahna is khabarinna fi mahalli rafin.
Very well done. So here, Sister Dilruba is saying, Fatahna is fi'il madin, and here the na al-mutakallimin or na al-fa'ilin is fi mahalli rafa, is damir muttasil fi mahalli rafa fa'il. Laka jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil fi'l. Fathan is maf'ul mutlaq, and mubinan is the sifa for our maf'ul mutlaq, since they are matching in all four properties. Fathan, mubinan, matching in all four properties, both singular, both common, both nasb in status, and both masculine. So what do you think here in this maf'ul mutlaq? What do you see as an amil for this maf'ul mutlaq? What do you think is the amil for this?
Yeah, amil is in maf'ul mutlaq sentence. In amil can be three types of amil. It can be fi'l, it can be asma'ul mushtaqqa, that means ismu fa'il, ismu maf'ul, and shifa musabbaha, and masdar is amil for maf'ul mutlaq. So here I can see fatahna, its fi'l is amil for fatahna mutlaq.
Very well done. So I'm just going to show the slides for the and for other people to learn. And this is not to stop you. This should not confuse you. You already know the answer. The slides are going to be shown so that other people also learn. So yes, the amil for maf'ul mutlaq can be fail, asmaul mushtaqqa, and masdar, as you have said. And here in this verse of Suratul Fath, our amil is fail fatahna, that is making this maf'ul, that is going to be labeled as the amil for fatha mubina. So what type of maf'ul mutlaq is being seen here?
This is maf'ulun mutlaq mubayyinu lil naw'i.
Very well done. So this maf'ul mutlaq can be of three types for everyone. Remember, maf'ul mutlaq can be of three types. It can be for mu'akkad lil fail. It can be just for the emphasis of the fail. It can be maf'ul mutlaq mubayyin lin no, something that explains the type or comes as and comes with a sifa. Maf'ul mutlaq can be used as a mubayyin lil adad. It can be something that is there to clarify the number. So there are three types of maf'ul mutlaq, and my dear sister Diluba is saying that this maf'ul mutlaq in first verse of Surah Al-Fath is being used for it is used for the clarification of the type. So which is the type, number 2. It is number 2, and I'm going to highlight it for everyone to know, inshallah. And again, in English, it can be used for emphasis of the action, to describe the action, to indicate the number of the time the action has happened. So there are three types of maf'ul mutlaq everyone should know by now, alhamdulillah. So now you have your inna fatahna laka fatham mubina. When you look at inna wa akhawatuha, how many sisters inna wa akhawatuha are there? How many sisters are there for inna?
I think 6. Inna, anna, ka'anna, lakinna, laita, la'alla.
Very well done. What are the two among those 6 sisters that are used for emphasis?
Inna, anna.
Very, very, very well done. Yes, you continue. 6 sisters,
Yeah.
as you have said, right?
Yeah.
Inna, anna, ka'anna, lakinna, la'alla, layta. And then you said that among these 6 sisters, the ones that are going to be used for emphasis are going to be inna and anna.
Yeah.
Very, very well done. Okay. Do you remember why are they called mushabbah bil fail?
Mushabbah bil fi'l, because this particle makes its ism nasab.
Yeah, what can be the reason that it makes it nasab?
It's like a fi'l, akkada, wakidu, I think.
Very good job. Yes, absolutely. You are absolutely right, because these haruf mushabbah bil fail have the meaning of a fail. That is why they are called haruf mushabbah bil fail. Like the inna and anna that we are learning right now. In our verse we have inna. It has a meaning of uakidu or haqqaqtu, right? I emphasize. So that is why they are called haruf mushabbah bil fail. They are also called haruf nasikha. Can you tell me why they are called haruf nasikha?
Because it's a mubtada, it make mubtada nasab.
Very well done. So mubtada, that was previously, that is always going to be rough in status. When inna enters a sentence, inna and its sisters change the status of the mubtada, and now the status of mubtada has been abrogated. There is naskh of the status of mubtada from raf, and now it's changed to nasb. That is why we call these haruf nasakha. So three things that Sister Diluba has taught us in this session so far are that inna, anna are used for emphasis. That is why you find in Arab books with them harf tawqeed or ta'qeed, both are allowed. These haruf are going to be mushabbah bil fail. Why they are written in Arab books as mushabbah bil fail? Because they have a meaning of a fail. Why they are going to be labeled as harf nasakha? Because they change the status of the mubtada. And when it comes to the beginning of any kalam, do you remember? Do you expect to see inna or anna?
Inna.
Very, very well done. And we have covered in our previous sessions, just like Sister Diluba has said, that the places of inna are going to be in the beginning of the sentence, and there are 12 other places where you expect to have inna there, and those are present on this slide for you all to review and learn that if there is a qala or is a mawsul, if there is a beginning of the jawabul qasam, in the case of al-jumla to sifa, in the beginning of jumla al-haliya, in the case of a khabar when mubtada is ism alam, after is ta'liliya, after haythu, after hatta ibtidaiya, when there is a lamul muzahlaka in any given sentence, you will expect to see inna in the beginning of that sentence. And if you see inna after ala or amma istaftahiyatain, you expect to see inna. And that is all about the places where inna is going to be expected to be seen. So now we'll continue with verse number 2. And I hope I have asked all the questions that we needed to learn from this verse. And inshallah, let's continue. And if there is something, we can always come back. So, sister, you can continue.
Okay. Li حرف التعليل and يغفر في المضارع منصوب بالأن مضمرة after lam and mudmara, so it makes mansub مضارع منصوب. لك متعلق بالفعل الله, it's a file for يغفر ظاهرة. ما اسم موصولة مفعول به في محل نصب. And تقدم في الماضي فاعل هو مستتر هو. من ذنبك من حرف الزار ذنبي اسم مجرور اسم مجرور وهو مضاف كمضاف إليه. and من ذنبك اسم متعلق بالفعل تقدم or can be حال متعلق or حال.
Yeah, we can connect it. Yes, you can continue.
Wow, atfun matufun ala previous ma atau matufun bilwai. Ta'akhara fil madin fa'il huwa wa atfun yutimma matufun ala yaghfira.
Very good job.
Bilwai, and it's nasab, mansub, status is nasab, zahira. Matahu fi mafulun bihi for yutimma. Alaika mutalik bil fil yutimma wa atfun yahdiya. Yahdiya is matufun ala yutimma. Bilwai ka mafulun bihi 1 and sirata mafulun bihi 2 and mustaqima sifat for siratan.
Very, very well done. Beautiful job. When you look at this lam in the beginning, and we'll inshallah continue, just for everyone to learn, I'm going to continue to ask you a few questions. So when you look at this lam with a kasra, after which you have said that there is an mudmira, there is a hidden an after it, what made this mudare mansoob? Is it li that made mudare mansoob, or an mudmira that made mudare mansoob?
An mudmira.
Very well done. So you have covered, it seems like you know all your haruf that are able to make mudare mansoob by themselves, and included in those haruf that have the action of their own are an, lan, kai, idhan. They have been bolded because these are the ones that have an action of their own or a power of their own to make mudari mansoob. And then comes the blue group or the teal group, which has lamu ta'lil, lamu jahud, hatta, fa, wa, and au. These these six have an-mudmira after them that is responsible for making a mudari mansoob, as Sister Dilruba has already said. Sister, do you remember why I put lamu ta'lil separate from the rest of these five? Lamul juhud, hatta, fa, waw, aw. Do you remember? That's why I kept it separate in my slides here. There is, let me give you a hint. Sometimes that is hidden can be visible. What do you think can be the case with talil? Can there be sometimes
Yeah, sometimes visible, sometimes visible and yeah.
Very well done. So this is written separately from the rest. And in my next slide as well, you will notice that it is been colored differently. The reason being, after hatta, fa, lamul jahud, waw, and aw, an is always going to be hidden. You will never be able to see an visible after these five. But when it comes to lamu talil can have an visible after it. The hidden an that we have been learning can be at times visible after lamu talil, and usually it is the case when there is Allah in the sentence. When there is Allah in the sentence, li Allah, you have covered when you were learning it with me that when there is usually la nafia, when there is a la nafia, the an that was previously hidden and is mostly hidden, it can be visible. And the two examples have been shown here in my slide in one verse from Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 150, and then Surah Az-Zariyat, verse number 56, and you can see Allah is an plus la. And here it is not visible, I'm sorry. The first verse has the invisible here, right? So my apologies. Az-Zariyat does not have hidden invisible. It is hidden in case of Az-Zariyat, but in case of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 150, and is visible. Is this clear to all of the rest of the sisters? Type 1 if it is. Alhamdulillah. So after learning about this lamu talil and this lam, after which you can see mudari mansoob, can I ask you how many types of lam have we covered in grammar so far?
3 types of lam.
Very well done. Can you name them?
Yeah, lamu ta'lil, lamu aqiba, and lamul juhud.
Very well done. So what do you expect to see before lamul juhud?
Lamul juhud, this lam follows ma kana and lam yakun.
Very well done. So the lamul juhud is going to be seen in a negative sentence where you will see find a construction which is ma kana and lam yakun. It is always any time when you have a li followed by fi'l mudari mansoob, li followed by fi'l mudari mansoob, you call it lamul juhud if this lam is coming after ma kana or lam yakun. I hope this is clear to all of the rest of the sisters. If your lam is explaining why file did some action, it is going to be lamu ta'lil. So Sister Dilruba, because this was the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the clear victory, do you think that is why you are going to name it lamu ta'lil?
Yes.
Very well done. Barakallahu fiki. And as for the clarity of rest of the class and everyone, Sister Dilruba already knows, I know that, but for everyone who is following this class, that always remember when you have li and the masdarul mu'awwal now. So I hope this is clear in everyone's mind how this li yaghfira can be understood. That there is li yaghfira, there is lam, an, and mudari mansoob, right? And the status of masdarul mu'awwal, what do you think is going to be, Sister Dilruba?
It's mutalik fatahna.
Yes, but if I asked you, give me the status of this.
This status is la mahalla laha.
No. See, if there is an
Oh,
and mudari together,
yeah.
what is going to be the status?
Oh, this mansub.
No, there is lam before.
Oh,
So
it was a female jar. Yeah, female jar for lam.
very well done. So you know that um, when because of lam, the status of masdar al-muawwal is going to be fi mahalli jar. Now I'm going to ask you another question. If I ask you, what is the status of this jumla or this whole thing without this one? Okay, this thing without an. Since it is going to be considered the whole sentence, I'm showing you the whole sentence. يغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك. What will be the status of this sentence, which is a sila of harf masdari an? What should we call this the status of the sila of harf masdari? And it's on your slide as well, and you can cheat. Feel free to do so. I just wanted everyone to know in their mind that sila of harf masdari is always going to be la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, right? So sila is always la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, just like taqaddama is a sila of ism mawsul. يغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك is a sila of an. Harf masdariya can have a sila, and its sila is يغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك. So this is also going to be la mahalla
laha. Yeah.
right? And then when you add an together, it's going to be masdarul muawwal, and in that case, it is going to be fi mahalli jar bi harf jar la mutali, right? And together, when you have this jar wal majroor, you are going to call this, as Sister Dilruba has said, I heard that you called it mutalik bil fi'l, right?
Yeah.
Barakallahu fiki. Yes, that is the correct answer. So yakfira is going to be mudare mansoob bi an mudmira. Yutimma is mudare mansoob bil atf. And very well done. You are absolutely right. The terms don't, if I say little different, does not mean that you have said it incorrectly. It's just, just yutimma mansoob bil atf, and yahdiya, you're going to call it mansoob bil atf as well, right?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. And you are seeing yahdiya has come up as a fail that takes two mafulun bihis, but it cannot be included in zanna wa akhwatuha, because yahdiya, you cannot say anta siratum mustaqimun, right? Because those zanna wa akhwatuha, they also take two mafulun bihis, but they enter jumla ismiya, and they are nawasikhul mubtada wal khabar, right? We call them nawasikhul mubtada wal khabar, but this is fail mutaaddi li maf'ulain, but it does not enter a sentence, right? So now I'm going to request you to continue with verse number 3, inshallah.
Wa atfun yansuraka, yansura also matufun ala yaghfira, matufun ala bil wa'i alal yaghfira, and ka is maf'ulun bihi muqaddam, Allahu, it's fa'il. Nasrun is masdar, so I can call it maf'ulun mutlaq, and aziza is sifat for nasrun.
Very beautiful job. Very well done. Beautifully done, my dear sister. So, sister, you were saying that this maf'ulun bihi is muqaddam al fa'il. So, do you remember the hukum of taqdeem here?
It's wajib.
Very, very well done. For everyone to know what we are talking about here, I will show you a slide here. I hope I find it, inshallah. And this will, inshallah, help you understand that when there is an attached pronoun with a fail and your doer is some zahir, it is wajib for your mafulun bihi to be coming before the file. It is wajib. Now it is mandatory here to change the sequence. One of the three cases when you will find a change in the sequence, and this is the case number 1, where there is a damir muttasil mafulun bihi. Here it is wajib to bring your maful bihi before your file. as Sister Dilruba has, said. When it comes to min zambik, I'm going to take you back, and alhamdulillah, we have covered the whole verse here. You already have told me the whole everything about verse number 3. And before I take you to verse number 2 again, let's just complete this one. What is the type of maf'ul mutlaq here?
This maf'ul mutlaq mubayyinu bin-nawi.
Very well done. So it is a type 2.
Type 2, yeah.
Aware to clarify the type, and to since it is coming up with a sifa. And if I ask you again, what is the amil for this nasran for maf'ul mutlaq? What
yansur at this field.
Very well done. The fail here is the amil for maf'ul mutlaq, which is here present here. So now when we go back to min zambika, ma taqaddama min zambik, this min, do you think is clarifying what has been sent forth? Can we consider this min as a clarifier for what has been sent ahead? What do you think?
It may be.
Yeah. So if it is clarifying, can I call this min as min bayaniya?
Bayaniya, yeah.
And also, if you remember, when we were learning our types of ma, in that types of ma, we have gone over how ma موصولة, when it is ma موصولة, it can be followed by what is called as min bayaniya. So, and that something that comes with min bayaniya is labeled as jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil hal is a mawsool. So this because this is clarifying what was there, what has been sent forth. This is clarifying your ma. You can call this min as min bayaniya, and as you previously have said that this is jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil hal, and this can be the hal of ma al mawsula that has been present in the verse here before taqaddama. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is clear to all of the sisters. If it is type 1. Alhamdulillah. So now I'm going to, is there anything that I'm skipping? I hope I have covered all the topics that I have assigned to you, inshallah. So let me just make sure. Yeah. So sister, in all the af'al that you have covered, what is this type of fail? If a fail is sahihul akhir or mu'attilul akhir bil waw and ya, what will be the sign of nasb status?
I don't understand, sister. Say it again.
Okay, what will be the alamatu nasbil mudare? What will be the sign of nasb status of mudare?
Fatha.
Very well done. You have already explained it before, but I just for everyone to review, since this was something that I've assigned, so I just wanted to make sure that I go over that. So if your mudare is sahihul akhir, which means that it has no weak letter, alif, waw, and ya, Sahihul Akhir fail is going to show its nasb status bil fatatu zahira, as our af'al have shown, yaghfira has shown. But if your fail, and yutima has shown, if your fail is mu'attalul akhir bil waw and ya, the nasb sign of nasb status is going to be again fatatu zahira. But if your mudari is ending with alif, what will happen then?
It's Fathatul Muqaddara.
Very well done. Very well done. Then it's going to be, it will look the same as it looks in marfu status, like the fail tarda, but we will say that it is mansoob bil fadatul muqaddara. Very well done. So that was all I had for you. Beautiful job. Barakallahu fiki. May Allah accept all your efforts, inshallah. Ameen Vayaki. So I have now Sister Faiza with me, who is going to attempt verse number 4 of this beautiful surah. So let's hear from Sister Faiza.
So inshallah, let's start with 4. Number 4, huwa alladhi anzala. So we are looking at the jumla tul ismiya. Huwa is going to be my mubtada. Alladhi is ism mawsool, which is mabni ala sukun fi mahalli raf'in khabru mubtada. And as is the case with every ism mawsool, comes my sila. Sila is starting with anzala. So this is my jumla failure, which is my sila. Anzala is fail madi, which is mabni ala al-fath, with fa'iluhu damir mustatir huwa. As-sakinata being my maf'ul bihi, anzala. Then comes my fi qulubi, which is jar wa majroor, and qulubil mu'minina is making my idafa. So this whole chunk fi qulubil mu'minina is going to be my mutalik bi anzala. Mutalik will fail, you can say mutalik will fail.
And okay, yes.
Then comes my li yazdadu. So again, we are looking at li, which is my lamu talil, which is then comes my yazdadu, which is fail mudari mansoob bi hasb noon bi an mudmira ba'du lamu talil. And fa'iluhu waw jama'a. And here we also have alif Fariqah, which is coming with waw jama'a. And with after li yazdadu, again the same concept. Li is acting on this mudmara, which is making masdar mu'awwal. So jar ma majroor mutalik bil anzala. Then comes after li yazdadu imanan, which is my tamyiz. Izdada is one of those af'al that takes tamyiz. So along with that, we have a list of other af'al like besa, nema, hasuna, sa'a, and then there was one ahata, and it started with mala'a.
Yeah, so all your af'al that you recited from your memory, I have placed a slide just for everyone to review so that people don't think that there was a wahi done to you. So inshallah, so for everyone to review, there is a slide that you will find in your previous sessions that tells us about the af'al that can come with tamyiz, and zada and izdada are one of those af'al that can take tamyiz with them. And tamyiz, usually, what do you think is, Sister Faisa? Usually, what can be the status? What is the usual status in the normal circumstances, the standard in grammar?
Nasb.
It is nasb status, it is common, right? So it is just a nasb and common, right? And imanan is fulfilling the requirements of your tamyiz in this verse. And when you have imanan and after that you are saying ma'a imanihim, can you connect the verse? And
so this ma imanihim is making my two idafas. Ma imani is my zarf idafa, and then imanihim is my another idafa. So ma imanihim is after a common ism. So I can say this is my sifa for imanan. And I was also thinking about calling it a mutalik bi imanan. Either way, both ways are fine.
The first answer, you will find it as a correct answer as well. That that, as you have said, that this can be muta'alliq bi mahsuf sifa for imanan, and as you know, this has been correctly identified by you. Now, when I show you this, you also again understand that whatever is going to be coming, whatever is the sila, is going to be the jumlatul sila. If it is a sila of a ism, موصول, it is going to be what in status? La mahala. If it is sila of a harf, which is yazdadu imanan ma'a imanihim, it is a sila of harf masdariya an. I want everyone to type now what will be the status of that sila. That is the sila of an harf masdariya. It is again going to be la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. So I don't think you missed anything in so far, but I just you just mentioned this alif al-fariqa in Quran, in Usmani Musaf. Where do you expect to see alif al-fariqa?
After waw jama'a, which is the waw that comes as a damir, is the doer. It comes with af'al. So after that, we are expecting to see alif al-fariqa.
So in Usmani Musaf, when I use the term Usmani Musaf, do you see any exception to that rule?
Yes, we in that, yes, we do see it with the singular, with the huwa, and that is called the alif zaida bi rasm al khat.
Very well done. Very well done. So I will just, in our short series, once we have learned, once upon a time, we do many things, and just like that, there was a short series that I did on this Aliful Fariqah. And here you will find in this short series that how your alif sometimes can be seen after waw asliya. And waw asliya means that this waw is the asliya,
Part of
but
root letter.
as a root letter. Asal is the root letter. And here you
I
can,
think that comes with yad'u, right?
yes,
One
very
of
well.
them.
And there is another one, if you remember. I just, want you to, um,
Yatlu.
very good job, very good job, very well done. And do you always in throughout Quran, always see Alif al-Farqa after Waw al-Jamaa, or there is some exception?
There are cases.
Very
There are
good,
cases in Surah Yusuf, Ja'u.
very good job. Very good job. So, Barakallah Fiki. So, you are going to, there are two types of wow, just based on, where you expect to see Alif al Fariqa. It can come after, it is supposed to come after Waw al Jamaa. In Arabic language, in the regular Arabic Rasmul Khat, where will you see Alif al Fariqa? You will only see it after Waw al Jamaa. When it comes to Usmani Musaf, you can see it after Waw asliya, like word yatlu or yad'u. And in Quran, I have in this series the examples of that. But then when it comes to Alif al-Fariqa, that was supposed to be there after every vowel jama'a, you will find in Quran cases where you will find atau without Alif al-Fariqa. You will find aja'u, as Sister Faiza has said, in Surah Yusuf without Alif al-Fariqa in multiple times here you can see, and there are other examples inshallah you are going to find in Quran as well. So make sure you have some understanding of that, because if you just jump on to call any waw that is followed by Alif al-Fariqa as waw al-Jama'a, if you are used to saying that in Usmani Musaf, there is an exception. That alif that comes after waw asliya is actually alif zaida li daruratil khat. Okay, it is called alif zaida li daruratil khat of Aswani Musaf. Okay, so keep that in mind, because that way you will always be still able to figure out your doer, because many times I find these questions in different forums where people are bringing this question that there is an alif after this wow and they have translated it as singular. It's not being translated as plural wow. So the reason is that sometimes in Usmani Musaf there can be alif lidarurat al khat of Usmani Musaf. But in a regular Arabic language, you don't expect to see alif after waw asliya. You only expect to see alif ul farika after waw al jamaa. So barakallahu fiki. So when you look at this allazi, and if I ask you about the types of Asmaul Mawsula, which type does it belong to?
Mushtarika.
Are you sure?
No, Mukhtasa.
Very
Sorry.
good. No
Yeah,
problem.
because it is gender and number dependent.
Very good job. Very proud of you. Yes, this is from Al Asmaul Mawsula that are Mukhtasa, because they are gender and number specific. Sister Dilruba has covered Ma, which was also Ism Mawsul, since we call Taqaddama as Silatul Mawsul. What type of Ism Mawsul is Ma?
This is Mushtarika.
Very
It can be, it's not gender or number specific.
Very good job. So for review of everyone, here's a slide in your notes where you will find ma and man are going to be from Asmaul Mawsula that are Mushtarika. And when it comes to allazi and the whole conjugation, allati and the whole conjugation, they are going to be called Asmaul Mawsula that are Mukhtasa, inshallah. And among the Anwa'u Sifa, the type of Sifa that Sister Faiza just has covered in this verse, there can be al-ismul mufrad, there can be a shubu jumla, and there can be a al-jumla that as a sifa. And here, what do you think can be the is the type of sifa that we are seeing with iman, ma'a imanihim? Is it
Shubu jumla.
is it ism? Oh, very well done. So this is, you already told, as you have said, this is going to be considered as shubu jumla, which is therefore labeled as mutalik bi mahzuf, sifa for word imanan. Let's continue with the next part of the verse, which starts with wow. And if you want to skip the wow and do it later, that will be fine. And that way, I think we can always come back to wow. Okay, so let's start with.
Okay, so lillahi is my khabar muqaddam, and junudu samawati wal ardi is my mubtada muakhar. Here, khabar muqaddam is my mubtada is my mubtada mudafa. So here the taqdeem or khabar hukm is going to be jaiz.
Okay, very well done.
And this wal ardi is actually I'm sorry, I forgot, skip the process, like one step. Wal ardi is atf and matuf on samawat.
Very good job. So let's just hold our horses.
Follow the process.
Yeah, so hold our horses. So that, because I have personally learned from listening to videos of different people. I am not a daughter of a imam, unfortunately. So, or my father is not mufti. So as you know very well, I have learned it from other people. Very, I'm like a people who learn from the streets, who go to every majlis where they were they go to the meadows of these meadows, and they just benefit from all these meadows, try to benefit from all these majalis where there is ilm being given. So if I sometimes ask you to be little slow, I want the person who is taking down the notes to have the time to take those notes, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay, so never
Okay.
personally, it's always so that people can always know what is Sister Faiza saying. So here, because my shubu jumla is followed by mubtada, and anyways this mubtada was also mu'arraf too, right? It is here.
Yes.
Because this mubtada is not a common mubtada, right? When you look at junudus samawati wal ardi, and if I take you back to the slide, is it case 1 or case 2? What do you think? And before
Actually this is this is actually my case 2. Yeah, this is case 2. This is jawazan.
It is, yes, but I'm talking about the options from here, 1 and 2. 1, 2. The jawazan, we are on the left column.
Oh yeah, 1.
It's going to be 1, right? Because your mubtada
Yes.
was mu'arraf bil idafa, right? Because it's every time when your mudaf ilayhi is proper, your mudaf becomes proper. So now, instead of going to this case, let's just focus on this one, because my mubtada is still proper, and it is coming after, and this is also our verse is from this case. Column 2, left column, case 1. Okay, left column, case 1, right? That this mubtada is mu'arraf. It is mubtada mu'arifa, right? Because of as-samawat, right? So it is going to be column, left column, and case number 1. Everyone, I hope this is clear to you, right? Because you would say that it is mudafa mawsufa when your mudaf ilayhi is common, right? And your mawsufa, obviously is common. And so for everyone, it is going to be this left column and case number 1, mubtada is proper. So now let's just continue with our verse number 4 and the end of the verse, where we are going to see Kana Allahu Aliman Hakima.
So here Kana is my fi'l madi nakis mabni al fath, and Allahu is my ismu Kana, and Aliman is my khabru Kana, and as the khabar of Kana is nasb, so that is why we are seeing here mansoob isms. And Aliman khabar number 1, and then I'll say Hakiman is my khabru sani, which is like khabar number 2 for Kana.
If you have something like the 2 sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or 2 sifat or 2 akhbar that are exact opposite of each other, not like Aliman and Hakiman, because the person who's Alim is supposed to be Hakim as well. But if I see something like I was going to, for everyone, because it's very important. Anyone remembers which surah was that?
Hashr.
Well, let me just take you batin. From batin, I can take you there. So, so here. Yeah, here. You notice here, هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن. Just like you said, خبر كان 1, خبر كان 2, in Surah Hadid, you have أول وآخر, الظاهر, الباطن. But you see here, there is a wow in between.
Atf.
Yeah, there's wow at. But I hope you understand, when the sifat are exact opposite of each
They
other,
are not then badalt.
or
Right?
not the sifat, they are not, when the two akhbar are exact opposite, when you are getting a predicate which is the opposite of the next predicate, you will expect to see it connected through wow, as in the case of Surah Al-Hadid, verse number 3. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن. But when it comes to the akhbar that are in alignment, they are aligned with each other, right? The one who is alim is also hakim, right? The one who is knowledgeable is going to have wisdom, right? Aliman hakiman. And that is why, because they are in sync with each other, you don't expect any wow in between them. I hope this is clear to all of you, right? So always remember, and this example from Surah Al-Hadid is going to come very handy. Why there is wow here? Why these are also the names of Allah, just like Hakim and Aliman, but why there is wow? Huwal awwalu wal akhiru wal zahiru wal batin? Because they are exact opposite. However, they're exact opposite. The one who is the beginning and who is the end, and al-zahir and al-batin, the one who is these are exact opposite, and they have exact opposite meanings, and you will find a wow in between, and the akhbar are, the words are connected through atf. This is going to be just treated as, awwal is going to be khabar, and wow is going to be harf atf, and akhir is going to be matuf.
Matuf.
It's going to be just treated as matuf, right? When it comes to Surah Al-Fath and Alim and Hakiman, since they are in sync with each other, remember, you don't, and this is not just with the names of Allah, my dear sisters. Throughout Quran, you will find this trend. And since you find it with other asma as well, which are opposite of each other, I want you to pay attention to this fine detail, right? I will want you to pay attention to this fine detail, inshallah. So, okay. So so now I hope you, Sister Tasneem, you got your answer here. So now let's just continue. Sister Faiza, we are done with our Jumla, Alhamdulillah. And let me just take you to verse number 5, and then we'll come back to verse number 4, inshallah. Okay, how about that? Do you want to do it this way?
Either ways, I can start with liyudkhila.
Yeah,
So liyudkhila is, again, we are looking at lamul ta'lil, and then yudkhila is my fail mudari, mansoob bi an mudmira badul lam, and then al mu'minina is going to be my maf'ul bihi to yudkhila, and then wal mu'minati is my waw atf, and then is my matuf, and then jannatin is my maf'ul bihi thani, and jannatin is then comes my tajri min tahti al-anharu. Jannatin is my common ism, and it's followed by the jumla failure, which is going to be the sifa of jannat, and tajri min tahti al-anhar is my jumla failure with tajri as my fail mudari, and damir mustatir here. Min tahtiha is,
my dear sister, if you just take it together, if you take this chunk together, do we need to say damir mustatir, or is it going to be al-anhar is going to suffice?
Yeah, this time I was trying to go slow, and I was going to say al-anhar is the outside door for tajri.
Very well done. But yeah, you can continue, my dear sister.
Okay, and then comes my min tahtiha is jar wa majroor and tahtiha is my zarf idafa. And this is my mutalik to tajri. And then khalidina fiha
what
is
about who is going to be now?
Outside door for tajri.
Very well done. So this all chunk, can you connect it to whatever has been mentioned before?
Yeah, this is the sifa of Jannat.
When you have a sifa for Jannat, what do you find in your jumla that comes up as a sila? What do you look in a jumla that is used as a sifa of a common
Aid.
Ayad. And ayad in English is called?
Aid in pronoun.
Pronoun, yeah. You find a pronoun.
No?
Yeah. That is, ayat. That ayat is actually a damir that goes back to your common ism, right? And here, what do we find which is going back to Jannat?
Ha, tahtiha.
Very good job. Very well done. Beautiful job. Now you have a status left for this sentence. Can you give this sentence a status?
Fi mahali jar, because it's mawsoof is jar. Jannat, no, sorry. This is fi mahali nasbin. Jannat is nasb.
Very good job, because Jannat was nasb, and your tajri min tahtiha al-anhar is going to be nasb in status as well. If I asked you the status of tajri as fail mudare, how will you label it? You have done everything, but you just missed one small thing, so that it will be a good review for everyone. What is the status?
This is marfu with damatul muqaddara.
Very well done. And I just, for everyone to have a complete understanding of how Sister Faiza is calling it as marfu bid damatul muqaddara, and this happens with all your mu'attal letters at the end of your fail. If your fail is mu'attalul akhir, which means if your fail is ending with alif, wow, and ya, like tarda, yamshi, yad'u, here our fail was tajri, they are going to be called marfu with damatul muqaddara. If it is clear to all of you, type 1. Okay. Now, I have khalidina fiha. I will like you to continue with khalidina fiha.
And this is the hal of al-mu'mineen and mu'minat.
Okay.
Khalidina, and then comes my fiha, which is mutalik bi khalidina.
Very
Fiha
well done.
is jar wa majroor mutalik.
Very well done. So, my dear sister, if I ask you, can I make it the hal for al-mu'minina, which is making total sense, because here khalidina is, is matching sahibul hal in number and gender. It is common. It's fitting the bill for being a hal. Can I also make it a hal for Jannat, this Jannat?
Jannatin is a feminine. And
what about
Jannatin?
Khalidina?
Yeah, it can be. It can be the hal.
See here.
Because
Khalidina fiha, because it's muta'alliq has a pronoun Shaheen. Shaheen, there is a fiha that is muta'alliq to khalidina, right? Wherever khalidina is going to go, fiha is going to remain attached to it, right? This whole chunk is connected, right? But how can I make a hal for a common ism, which was jannatin?
Yeah.
How can I do that? Remember when we were learning different cases, scenarios?
If it is before.
If
hal is before my sahibul hal, then I can have a common sahibul hal, right? But it's not the case here.
Yeah. So what is the case here? If my sahibul hal is a mawsoof, if my sahibul hal is a mawsoof, can it have a hal then?
Sahibul hal is mawsoof. Sahibul hal is mawsoof. Yeah,
Right?
it can. Then yes,
Then
that is one of the other case.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was the case. When if
Yeah.
your sahibul hal is a mawsoof, it is allowed to be common, and it can have a hal like khalidina fiha. And if anyone has any confusion, the ha is referring back to Jannat, right? Abide therein, right? Abide forever therein, right? So this there in this place here, ha is going back to Jannat, right? Is it clear to all of you? All who are listening? Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Okay, so my dear sister, how about I stop you here and now I ask you liyudkhila is jar wal majroor mutaalliq bil what?
Yeah, that is something I haven't stuck at. So
Now,
I connected it to, I actually, I'm going to tell you all the choices that were in my mind. So
give
I
me.
said, okay,
Mhm.
it can be actually my badal to ayah number 2. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina liyudkhil al-mu'minina and liyaghfira. This is maybe badal to liyaghfira.
Okay,
And
let me stop you here just for a second, and I don't want to stop your thoughts or anything. I want you to, just develop this strategy. Go to what
closest
is,
one.
yeah, just go to something that is and very close to something that has, that you can connect it to. Always first try that.
Liyazadu.
Yeah,
So
liyazdadu.
they increased in iman so that he enters the mu'minin. Yeah, yeah, I was thinking, this is what I was thinking. Either this is liyaghfira or it is liyazdadu, and
Yeah.
in
So
that case, yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
So, sister Diba, it will be if I just connect it to liyazdadu so that they increase in iman with their so that they increase in iman with their iman, so that they enter. So this yazdadu, why is Allah sending us sakina up in the hearts of the believers so that they increase in the iman, so that they can be, and then yazdadu, why they will be increased in iman? Why they are giving the increase in the iman? So that he enters the believers, the believing men and the women in the Jannat that have the rivers flowing underneath them. We don't have any wow.
Yeah.
We don't have any wow in between yazdadu and liyudkhila. We don't. We don't. Now let's just see. If I am connecting liyudkhila with yazdadu, tell me
Itaradiyya.
what will be this wow?
This
Everyone.
is then wow, itaradiyya.
Interjection. Very good job, Aisha. And in Arabic, you call it waw itradiya. And this jumlatul itradiya is going to be
La
there.
mahala laha.
Now, again, this sentence, you can connect it to whatever has been mentioned before. You can call this waw at, and you connect these two together, right? Kana Allahu
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And this whole chunk, as if, was not there. لِيَزْدَادُوا إِيمَانًا مَعَ إِيمَانِهِمْ لِيُدْخِلَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ جَنَّاتِ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
makes sense. Total sense. Yeah.
right? And you just, and just as, and this is for myself as well. Anytime, look for what is closest, and then, we can, go here and there. If I don't find anything, then I will look in 4 verses before, 5 verses before. But a just general rule to do Arab, look what is very close, and then try to make the connections. So when they will increase in the iman, why will they be given increase in iman? So that they be entered, so that he makes them enter his Jannah under which the rivers flow, and they are able to remain there, abide there forever. And then comes, the rest of your verse. If you want to just quickly complete it, you only have 1 minute for that.
Yeah. So wow is my atf. Yukaffira is my matuf ala liyudkhila, which is we have already discussed. And hum is my jarwa majroor, and so this is my mutalliq to yukaffir. Sorry, yukaffira, and then sayyi'atihim is my maf'ul bihi. This is idafa, and then comes my wakana dhalika indallahi, which is this is my istanafiya. For now, I'm going to say it istanaf. Topic has changed. So this is my jumla istanafiya, which is going to be la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Kana is my fi'l madi nakir. Dhalika is my ismu kana. Indallahi is my zarf idafa. So this is my mutalliq bil khabar. And then fawzan is my khabru kana, which is mansoob. And aziman is connected to fawzan as sifa of fawzan.
Very well then, Barakallahu Fiki. Why are we calling Zalika Ismu Kana? Why are we not calling it a file for Kana?
Because kana does not take a file. It's a nakis fail,
Usually
and this
it
is
does not. It may
zalika.
here it is nakis, that is why, because it has no action here, right? But it can sometimes be tam as well, right? Kun for
Yeah.
yakun. Kun for
Yeah.
yakun, right? So there it is acting as tam, right? So here, however, it is nakis, there is no action. When there is no action, there cannot be a doer. The doer, the file is for a fail. When there is no fail inside the kana, it lacks an action, then we call it nakis, as you have labeled it, and therefore we can only label zalika as ismukana. With that, I will end this session, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first 5 verses of Surah Al-Fath with Sister Dilruba and Sister Faiza, and I hope that you will continue to work hard on the surah, just as these two sisters have, alhamdulillah, done. Barakallahu fikuma. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.